Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing today? I'm pretty good, thank you. I'm here to tell you about something that I did, which is still surreal to me that I can't believe I did it. And I want you guys to do it too. And you can do it. It just takes a lot of determination and focus. Above all, discipline too. Okay, what I did was I actually quit working by investing in real estate. This is, you can think of this more as your long-term goal, probably like somewhere maybe, I don't know, depending on how good your income is or your disposable income, but I'd say anywhere from maybe 8, 10 years to about maybe 15 years you can quit working. I began this when I was in my early 20s. I am now in my mid 30s, and I purchased my first property when I was about 23 years old. Now, there is a catch to it though. The catch is you have to be very frugal. Not cheap, but frugal. You gotta learn where to cut corners, and sometimes when your friends are going out and partying and drinking and clubbing, especially me, I lived in Miami, so I was always tempted by that. Well, not tempted, but I was always looking at people. Oh, let's go to the club. Oh, let's go have a drink. Let's go here. Let's go there. But in my mind, I knew that I had a long-term focus that I had to accomplish, so I didn't let myself get deviated. What I did was, my first property was a cheap property. It was a mobile home. I purchased it for like some 20 something thousand dollars, $23,000, $24,000. But I didn't want it to be anything fancy because I wasn't going to live in it. My sole purpose was just to rent it out. It was an investment property, which is what's going to generate you money in the future. When you quit working, your investment properties, you're going to put your money to work for you. So you think of all your of all your dollars as your employees. Your dollars aren't doing you any good in the bank, so they need to be put to work. Some people do the stock market. I personally think that's a bit volatile. Real estate is the way to go because not only is your money safe in a tangible structure. Let's suppose you purchase X house for $30,000. It's gonna go up in value, so your $30,000 are here. It's also going up in equity, which is what your property is worth over what you paid for it, and you're getting a monthly payment for it via rent. I'll get further into that later on. So yeah, my first property was a mobile home, and you rent it out, obviously. At first, my mistake was that I rented it out to people that paid me cash or check, and I soon learned that that's a big no-no because people are hesitant. Well, some people are honorable, but they're in the minority. There's a lot of people that want to take you for a ride and give you the shaft. So this one lady rented for me for about 2.5 years. She was a pretty good punctual payer. Just one day, I guess she got fired or whatever income she had stopped, and she couldn't pay me. She gave me bad checks. So by the time I evicted her, it was like 3 months after, and I lost 3 months of rent. Plus, I had to pay court fees and sheriff fees and eviction and all that time. Plus, I had to eat whatever all the damages she did to the house, whatever carpet, etc., etc. So, there is such a thing as in Florida. It's called Section 8. I don't know what it might be called in your state, but yeah, it's basically government subsidized housing. Government is just dying to give away money, and they'll pay you for your property rent so somebody else can live there. It's as easy as that. You gotta qualify for it. An inspector will come over and he'll make sure that you have running water, the appliances work, refrigerator, stove, etc. That you have some sort of shower, bathtub, faucets. It's pretty basic though. So yeah, I bought my first property when I was, like I said, 23. I was saving up gradually for it. Then that property number one is generating money on a monthly basis, and it's also creating equity, like I said earlier, aside from the paycheck you're getting at your job. So money is you at this point you have one more income than you previously did, and you can stash away this money you're getting from property number one in order to buy property number two, eventually property number three, and property number four. At this point, since you're still working, you want to keep your expenses low. You want to have like a modest little car. Don't go out much. Cheap foods, etc. Later on, you can indulge, but not just yet. So then, property number two comes along, and again, you're having your money in property number two, which is also creating equity, and also earning a second check from rent in addition to property number one. So, if to acquire property number two, if you don't have any liquid payment or any liquid cash on hand, you might want to consider a loan. There's such a thing as good debt, believe it or not. Bad debt is, say, a Mercedes-Benz, where you're paying $600 for a car which isn't getting you anything. This debt that you're going to incur if you have to buy property number two, it's good debt because it's going to be producing for you and you can pay it off down the road. Anyhow, same goes for property number three and property number four. It's basically just repeat what you did for property number one. So at the end of the day, let's suppose you have them rented out for a grand three. You will have over $5,000 coming in monthly, which I think any person can survive on 60 grand a year. I mean, if you don't, you need to look yourself in the mirror, because there's people in third world countries that are getting by much worse, and they don't have $60,000 a year. So believe me, it can be done. I believe in you. You can do it. You just gotta have the discipline and the focus. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please don't hesitate to leave it in the comment section. I'll be sure to get back to you. Thank you guys. Be good. Good luck in your future endeavors. Hang in there. You don't have to be a slave to corporate America. Bye-bye.